Well, I'm back at the mouth of the Mississippi River, Venice, Louisiana. I just can't stay away from this place this time of year. With this river this low, fishing is phenomenal right now. And when it's this good, you just got to take advantage of it. So come along with me today as I attempt to do that. All right, it's a scorching hot day today, but what else is new this summer? You can see it's almost dead slick. Very little wind blowing. I'm starting the day with a Candy Bug Zimmer swimmer. Got that under a 1/4 ounce bullet weight. Pretty thick canes right here, so I may have to upgrade a little bit. Really fast current. I'm fishing upriver today. Last few trips I've made down here, I fished downriver. Let's see what I can find up here today. Water's gorgeous. If I don't catch them today, it won't be because of dirty water, that's for sure. All right, as I thought, this 1/4 ounce just isn't quite enough. All right, I've made about 30 or 40 flips in here without a sniff. Did get one crab bite, and by Venice standards, that's pretty bad. So, see a few things that may be working against us. I like the fact that there's a lot of cane in the water here, but there's also a lot of water back behind the canes. So those fish probably just haven't pulled out yet. Tide's only been falling here for, let's see, it's now 1 o'clock, maybe about 5 hours or so. Once it gets lower, these fish will probably be forced out along the shoreline, but they're not here yet. So I think I'll make a little run, see if I can find something a little bit more favorable for us. Fishing's good enough right now, we should find something. Still definitely optimistic. All right, stop number 2 appears to be less cane laying down in the water. Water's also a little bit more stained here. Oh, fish. Look at that, first cast. All right, well, that's a good sign. That's a good sign. Solid bass for the month of August, we'll take him. Definitely a little more murk on this shoreline. That fish didn't seem to mind. Let's see if it was a fluke or a trend. Every now and then you get these patch of cattails. I just don't like them as much. They occasionally produce fish, but not nearly as much as those roseau canes. I just kind of blaze through them, make some half-hearted flips, so I'll come across some more roseau. If I see a shoreline has a lot of this, I just avoid it. Water temp right here is 90 degrees. Super hot. Super, super hot. Can't wait to see what these fish do when we get our first cool front. Just even knocking this water temp back 2 or 3 degrees should make a big difference. Definitely get them inspired. Crabs, the bane of Venice bass fishermen. You will run through some baits. I found the crab, Shoreline. Good Lord. I'm gonna go with this Fish Lab Kicking Craw. It's a smaller bait. Looks a little bit crabby. Maybe the crabs will be less inclined to bite it. I doubt it, but we'll see. Definitely a good looking bait. There's one of the culprits right there. Well, crabs like this too. All right, even in Venice when the river's low, there are no guarantees. And my attempt to catch fish upriver has for the most part been unsuccessful. I like the shorelines I've fished for the most part. Just haven't gotten a lot of bites. I suspect there's still too much water behind these canes. So I'm gonna run downriver where we should be later in the tide. See what I can find down there. With that water pulled more out. I may come fish this again later this afternoon. It's 2 o'clock right now, so got some time. But I think we'll run downriver right now, see what I can find. Wish me luck. All right, I made the long run, now I'm downriver. Water looks really good. Let's see if this area holds some fish. Tide's still falling super hard here. This looks like a much more favorable shoreline. Not much water behind the canes at all. These fish pretty well have to be out. If there's any fish in this area, we just gotta find out. We'll know soon enough. May have to bounce around a little bit till we find something. Time is now 2:33. Took us 33 minutes to get down here. Not too bad. I'm here on a Monday, so the river was super calm. Not much traffic at all. Not that that matters the day of the week for ship traffic, but it definitely does for recreational traffic. This is really a perfect looking shoreline. Got some cane in the water, not a lot of water behind the canes, and it's 6 feet right here, close to the shoreline. So there's some immediate depth, but not too much depth. Really kind of everything you want. Now when fishing rocks, I like to throw crankbaits and spinner baits. So I'm gonna start with this SB57 lavender shag color. One of my favorite baits. Water in this river is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. River today in New Orleans is like 3-1, something like that. A little bit of a jump coming end of the week, gonna be mid-4s, and then it's supposed to fall again. But I like how these rocks are broken up. So I'm gonna start here, don't do anything, I'll run and find some other rocks. Probably Snag City up in here, I'm guessing. All offshore boats are coming in. It's currently, well, it's almost 4 o'clock. Oh, well, ladyfish. Not what we want to catch. Hit me way out by the boat. Amazing how hard ladyfish hit. All right, one thing I'm not liking is this shoreline is really sloped. Out here where we're casting from, it's 5 feet. I like how these rocks are broken up, but I don't like that aspect. So I'm gonna make a move. I mean, this is trial and error when you're fishing this way. I'm gonna make a move, see if I can find a shoreline that looks a little bit better, that's deeper, closer to those rocks. Let's go see if we can find that real quick. All right, I like this situation much better. Much deeper water here, 16 feet within casting distance of these rocks. Current's really, really ripping here. I'm probably gonna have to hold my boat backwards and just kind of fight the current here and there, just to maintain position. We will cover this water quickly, but you can see the rocks right here are real solid. Not my favorite. Certainly could catch some fish along them, but I like the breaks better, and there's some breaks coming up, and hopefully we'll be holding a few fish. Water's, man, just gorgeous. Just doesn't get any prettier. And the targets doing this are redfish, white bass, largemouth bass, flounder, maybe the odd speckled trout, although you wouldn't expect to catch a trout in the river in August, that's for sure, but it's not impossible. Oh, there's one. I don't know what that is. I'm thinking redfish now. He's not very big. Oh, I'm thinking catfish. I'm thinking catfish now. Yep, I'd bet money now. Oh, come on. He sure is fighting like a cat. He is a cat. No, that's not what we wanted. Big trophy hardhead. Well, let me get my pliers. Why don't you just sit right there, buddy? That's a species I didn't mention. Definitely not the target. All right, dude. Sorry to interrupt your day. All right, inauspicious beginning. Let's hope things improve from here. Definitely not a fish you think about catching on a crankbait, but I've caught catfish on top waters before. They'll bite just about anything. See, this is one of the cuts. I was eager to fish. Gotta figure there's some fish on either one of these points. We will see. No guarantees, obviously. Oh, goodness, I got popped. Don't know how I missed that fish. I'm obviously hitting this up current point because I'm here, but in general, I prefer down current points. So I'm more optimistic about that point there. But I'm gonna hold here and make a couple casts first, especially since I just got coyoteled. Oh! Oh, there's a fish. There. Oh, I think it's a bass. Yep. Yep, there's a bass. Right by that cut, right where he should have been. On our SB 57. All right, that's one of the target species. Better than a catfish. Ow. Now I spot locked as soon as I set the hook. So let's see if there's a bunch of fish there. All right, I'm seeing all kind of fish in the water here. They may be mullet. They're not hitting my crankbait, but let's see if maybe it'll hit this spinnerbait. Oh, it's a big redfish. There's a big. Oh, he came at it and didn't hit it. That was a beast of a red. Oh, goodness. He charged my spinnerbait and didn't hit it. He was cruising right along the rocks. He thought about it. I made a good cast. He just decided, nah, that's not real. Wish I'd still been throwing that crankbait. I bet he would have hit that. All right, just one bass that I caught. I guess we'll keep moving along. See what else we can find. You know, that red's not the only one in the area, that's for sure. He was a bull. That was a big fish. We've been fighting him for a little while. Back to the SB. All right, rock stop number 3. We got some fierce current here, as you can tell. Probably too much, but it may force those fish against those rocks. It might be pretty good. We'll see. This is what happens when you have a big tide range and a falling river. Some swift currents. My poor trolling motor is giving all it's got. Let's see if we can position a little better. Ooh, there's a fish. What is that? That's a little red. Little rat red. That's a tagger. Well, nothing we can keep and eat, but at least we got to tag something. Oh, there's something. That might be another red. Black drum. You don't often catch black drum on crankbaits. There it goes. All right, I'll save you the boring details, but let's just suffice it to say that downriver didn't work out. I covered a ton of water, fished hard, and did not get a bite. I'm telling you, not a bite. Well, that's not true. I got a couple of crabs that bit my baits, but that's it. Water's just too hot. I mean, it is just so hot. Even up here, it's 92 degrees. Everything I found down there was 92, 93. And fish just are not gonna be very cooperative in water temperatures that are that high. So now I've come back upriver. This pass that I'm fishing, which is Grand Pass, it runs roughly north-south. And so the sun, of course, is setting to the west. And so that presents us with a shady shoreline here. And I'm hoping that it'll be a little bit cooler and these fish will really cooperate on this shoreline. I don't know, throwing up a prayer, but we'll see. It's all I got at this point. Even Venice, as good as it's been, is showing signs of succumbing to these triple-digit temps that we've been having so long here during this summer. I mean, believe me, plenty fish saw my bait today. They just wouldn't hit it. So let's see if shade was the missing ingredient that we needed. Look at this, you think that tide isn't out? Just heard a bass absolutely demolish something. Let's see if he still wants to eat. Ooh, no, that's what it was. Goodness, it was a gator. I scared him, he scared me. There's one. All right. And our shade might be the key. Well, there was a bass. You heard that? I didn't even see the splash. I'm not sure exactly where he was. That was 100% a bass. 100% a feeding bass. There's a fish. All right. Man, did I give him a while. All right, we're definitely finding some fish in our shade. Not big, but more fun than catching nothing. In my 2 previous trips here, it kind of seemed that Venice was impervious to the heat. The fishing was so good, despite the high temps. But today, it has definitely seemed to impact the fishing, no question. Very little activity until that sun got low. I mean, the negative, that was a brim. The negative to that is I don't have a whole lot longer to fish. It's 6:30 right now. I'm probably gonna give it till about 7 o'clock, so maybe another 30 more minutes. Got a long drive to get home. Oh, dog. Nope, that was a crab. That was a crab. If you plan on coming down here, I definitely recommend waiting at least a couple weeks. This heat has got to break eventually. And this place, believe me, is gonna go crazy. It's gonna explode. I mean, even with it like it was today, still worth coming down here. And, you know, you certainly could have a fantastic trip. Could catch, you know, 20 to 50 bass mixed with some reds and flounder and whatever else, white bass. But you know, you could have a day like today where it's a struggle and it's a bit of a grind. You gotta work for your bites. It's part of fishing. Obviously, we all love the great days, but you gotta have days like today to appreciate those great days. And the good thing with days like today, you kind of really more appreciate every bite. When you're getting lots of hits, you don't appreciate the bites nearly as much. All right, I've run out of time, so that's the end of this Venice adventure. Definitely the slowest trip I've had here in the past few. I guess I was kind of due for one. Still absolutely awesome down here. Stuff happens down here, it just doesn't happen anywhere else. Definitely would recommend you coming down. Like I said though, wait a couple of weeks if you can. Hopefully we get a cool front or two by then. The fishing's really gonna explode down here. Conditions are just prime. Tons and tons and tons of bait, gorgeous water, everything you need. Lots of fish down here. Well, it was a bit of a grind. I still had a blast. Hopefully you did as well. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up. If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to the Marshman Masson channel on YouTube. And until next time, if we don't see you in the marsh, we'll see you right here on Marshman Masson. Hopefully the fish will be a little easier then.